Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video I am doing assumptions about me. So on my Instagram story and my Facebook actually, I asked you guys to send through some assumptions you have of me, and basically today I'm going through those assumptions, basically saying whether or not they are true or false or whatever they are. So I have written out a few of the ones that I have been set, and I'll also be putting them up on the screen just here. Okay, assumption number one, you cannot live without Monty. Without a doubt, like that is 100% accurate. I cannot live without Monty. I will never be able to live without him again. That's what that's at. Number two, you are a dancer. Now, no, I'm not. I haven't even danced for that long in my life, if I'm being honest. I've done 2.5 years of like trained dancing. Other than that, I've just taught myself random stuff by watching Dance Mums. So no, I am not a dancer. I kind of wish, I don't know, see, I don't really say I wish I was, but I still wish I could get back into it again. I wish I could do it again, but I'm too old. Number three, you want another puppy. Now, I put on my Instagram story quite a lot, another puppy. I always send pictures and videos and look at puppies for sale and send them to my mum. I would love another puppy, but at the same time, I love Monty. See, the thing is, I have so much love to give, and I feel like I could give love to another puppy, and getting a puppy as a puppy, you have to be there for them a lot of the time. You know, you have to be committed to them fully, and I don't want my attention from Monty to be all shifted on the puppy. I'd want it to be equal, but having a puppy, you need a lot of attention on it at one time, so maybe in the future getting a puppy with someone else would be an option, because Monty will always be my number one. And I feel like for Monty, he would love a little brother or sister, because with Rosie, who we live with, she's a little sausage dog, and Monty's a Labrador, and so when they play together, Monty forgets his size in comparison to Rosie, and Rosie gets underneath Monty and he doesn't know where she is, and you know, sometimes he might step on her or she'll just growl and be annoying. But the thing is, she wants to start all the fights and she wants to play, but Monty's the one that gets in trouble because she is the one that starts it, but basically she can't finish it. I'm like, Rosie, don't start what you can't finish, like, come on. So yes, I would love another puppy, but I wouldn't be able to get one until I've moved out of this place, because I can't get a puppy with Rosie, because Rosie she's very defensive. Has only child syndrome. Like, I'm honestly quite surprised she gets along with Monty. Monty's just an easygoing dog, so he'll literally get along with anyone, but I couldn't get another puppy with her. Like, goodness, she would be a mess. This one I thought was really funny, and the person that sent this through knows the answer to it, but I thought I'd put it in there because I think a lot of people kind of assume. Kind of goes both ways. You are taken or you're in love. See, love is a very strong word. I don't know when I'm posting this, but it is quite early on, but I am taken. I am seeing someone, and I guess I do have a boyfriend. Yeah, that's my answer to that one. Number 5, you want to move back home. Now, I have my days. I have my days where I'm like, I just want to be home. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go home. Like, I think living in Sydney, it's such a big thing because it's so much more expensive here than in Victoria. It's so much more expensive. And for someone that doesn't have, I guess, employment where I'm getting a lot of work each week, I'm getting by only just each week, to be honest with you, because I didn't have a whole lot of savings when I first moved up here, and when I did, I used a lot of that on rent and everything for the first few months before I actually got some income. So, you know, I have my days. I do miss my really good friends back home. I miss my mum, and I think I just miss the easiness of living there. Like, living here, it's a challenge and it's good, but I don't know. I love fresh starts though. I don't think I could move back because I do love it here a lot, but there's benefits or both. So I don't really have an answer for that. There's days where I'm like, no, I just want to go home, and there's days where I'm like, no, why would I go home? So I don't really have an answer for that, to be honest with you. 6, you have a business. Not quite, but I have something exciting coming up. I don't know if it'll be posted before or after this, so I don't want to say too much, but I have something exciting coming up that could lead in the future into a business, and that is my big goal. I don't want to say too much though, so I'm not going to, but I don't have my own business, but I'm working towards something like that. You want to own a zoo. I would love to own a zoo. I just love animals. I want a giraffe, I want a zebra, I want a horse, I want a lot of horses, I want cows. I know horses and cows aren't in zoos, but just like an animal closure. Not even a closure, like a free range thing. What else do I want? More dogs, puppies. They're like my favorite animals. My favorite zoo animal is a giraffe. My favorite animal is either a horse or a dog. I would love to own a zoo. If I could own a zoo, I would love that. You miss horse riding. I miss horse riding more than anything. I actually had a moment the other day where I was like, you know what? Let this be the last year of netball and let's get into horse riding again. And I think I have those moments a lot, especially now that we're in lockdown and I'm not doing anything. I'm just like, oh, what if I did this? What if I did that? Like, I just love horse riding. There's something about horse riding that's just so therapeutic, so relaxing, and it's amazing that you can have that bond and relationship with a horse, like an animal. They're such an intelligent animal, and they're so caring, and I don't know, I just have this bond with horses different to anything else. So I would love to be horse riding again. It is something that I want to pick back up in the future, whether it be once a month or once a week or more, I don't know. But I think until I financially can afford to do horse riding is when I'll do it again. But at this moment I can't. Horse riding is a lot of money. In the future I would love to have my own horse. Like, that is a goal. I would love to, you know, buy a house like on like a block of land and have like paddocks and have a horse. That is something that I've always wanted, always will want. You want babies young. I want my own children young, yes. I want to be a young mum. It's always been a goal of mine. I've never wanted to be old. not that 30 or anything like that is old. That is very young for a kid, trust me. But my kind of young is like 23. Like, if I was in a committed relationship from the age of 18, I would love to have a kid around this time, to be honest with you, but I haven't had a boyfriend since I've been 18. So yeah, I do want to be a young mum, so I kind of want to have kids around 23, 24, 25 at the latest. And you know, everyone's like, you need to live your life, you need to explore, you need to travel, and I'm like, yes, I get that, I understand that. I've already done a lot of traveling. I get it, traveling would be fun, but I also, you know, me growing up, my mum had me and my brother very young, so I think the relationship that I have with my mum, I want to have that with my kids. So I do want to be a young mum because you're more relevant. Well, this is my personal opinion. I could be completely, like, everyone sees it differently, but you know, you can be more relevant, you can be more relatable. I don't know, like, just having a closer age gap for me, especially because I want a girl, definitely want a girl, and having that closer age gap with a girl is like what I want, because I just love the relationship that I have with my mum. And you know, when I think about like traveling and exploring and doing all of that, that everyone's like, you need to do that. I want to do that with my kid. Like, that would just be even more, much more happiness than traveling on my own or traveling with friends or whatever. Like, yeah, I want to be a young mum very badly. Like, I think my friends, I talk to them all the time about, like, oh, I just want to be pregnant. I just love kids though. I love babies. You have been overseas. Yes, I have been overseas. Off the top of my head, where have I been? I've been to Fiji. That was a family holiday with my mum and my brother. Been to Fiji. I've been to England because my aunt and my uncle and my little cousin used to live there. I don't know what part of England, couldn't tell you, but we've been to London. All I know is my auntie lived close to Peppa Pig's World. like literally down the road. Wherever that is where she lived, and that's where we were staying. I've been to Scotland, I've been to America, Los Angeles, I've been to Brunei. I think that's all. I'm pretty sure that's all. I hope I'm not missing any places. I'm pretty sure that's all. So whatever that was, I don't know, didn't count it. But yes, I've been to overseas, and there's so many more places I want to go. My number one place I want to go to, and it's on my bucket list, and I have to go there before I die, is the Maldives. Like, I so badly want to go there. Like, it's just beautiful. The water's so blue, it's just so chilled and relaxed. Oh, I just really want to go there. Next one is, you hate social media. And I thought this was actually a really good one, and I wanted to put it in there because, I don't know, I'm a bit up and down on it. Like, I love social media, and it's such a good concept, and it's a good way of communicating and socializing through the internet with people, and I think it's just a really good platform to keep your memories and be able to look back on your memories. Like, in 10 years time, I'm gonna look back on that, I'm like, oh my god, like, that's what I did then. I think it shows a lot of growth in someone, and it's cool to be able to build your own platform, build your own content, build all of that. Like, I really enjoy that side of things. So social media is really good for that sense, and, you know, memories coming up and making memories with people and sharing memories with people. Like, especially, like, for example, when my auntie was living in England, like, we would just post photos on Facebook and stuff, and that's how we would see, like, updates on each other's lives. So that's a really good reason for Facebook, but or social media. But there is, like, parts of social media that I really don't enjoy. Like, I just feel like social media, it promotes certain people, and those certain people look a certain way. And I think for young girls, especially, like, growing up, if that's all they see, that's all they want to be. And I think it's not just a pretty face on social media. Like, what you see isn't actually what's happening. And I think that's such an important thing to know, is nothing, like, things are real on social media 100%, but it's not always the real story. There's always, you know, people on there that will post things, but while they're posting it, they could be crying. I think it's just so important to know that, like, not everything you see on social media is all that real. And one thing as well, like, social media is a place where bullies can hide behind a screen and not have to have that confrontation or bully in person. And I think social media is a really bad thing for that, and that's why I do hate social media, because people can just say nasty things, say hate comments and all that kind of crap, and it's like, no, I don't have time for that, I don't have energy for that. Like, that's not what I want, and that's not the space that I want to be in. And I'm sure none of you want to be in that kind of space. Like, social media for that purpose is what I hate about it. And not necessarily hate is a strong word, but that's a reason for why social media isn't as enjoyable. But I feel like that comes with everything. You've always got to have the good and bad in everything that comes into life. So yeah, I don't hate it, but I do not like a few things. Wait, do not? But I don't like a few things. Yeah, this one I thought was really funny. Someone said, you are really tall. I am like the shortest person you will meet. Like, I am not tall, and I don't look tall. I don't know how people think I'm tall. But basically, for netball, I am not tall. I am so short. I literally will be the shortest one out there on the court. Probably the oldest and the shortest. Like, in my comp, oldest and shortest. But lucky for me, I can jump and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm not tall at all. I'm 165 centimeters. Not even that, to be honest. I think I might be like 164, 163 centimeters. I'm not tall at all. I'm very short. This one I thought was funny, and this was from someone who was a part of a club that we were a part of when we first started playing netball. This person said, your mum is actually your sister, and no, she's not. But I just remember this club that I was at, it was at Bearball, Football Netball Club back in Mildura. It was my first, like, club that I played for, and my mum played as well, and my mum played B grade while I played juniors. And I just remember everyone being like, oh, is that your sister? Or, oh, that's nice of your sister to be dropping you off for training and stuff like that. I'm like, it's not my sister, like, please. And, like, at that point, when I was at that age, I was, like, starting to play seniors, and I was playing mixed, like, with the footballers and the senior netballers, and you know, I just remember mum took me to a mixed game and we rocked up, and one of the guys was like, to one of the teammates was like, that's really nice of her sister to be bringing her to netball and watching her, and they're like, no, that's her mum. And yeah, everyone thinks we're sisters. We do look alike. She's very young, so we could come across as being sisters, and I think it gives my mum a pretty big ego and a like big head, because she's like, everyone thinks I'm your sister. And I'm like, yes, I know. Everyone does think she's my sister. She could pass for it 100%, but she's not. She's definitely my mum. And the last one that I thought I'd finish off on is you are outgoing. And I thought this was really interesting because yes and no. Like, I feel like the person that you see through social media, I'm such like I guess I come across as a confident, bubbly person and an outgoing person and all of that. And I guess with my social media, like, I'm out and about and exploring and all of that. So yes, I would consider myself an outgoing person to an extent, but I also really do enjoy just being home with my dog. Like, if I had a choice to be home with Monty and chill out or go out and drink and party, probably pick Monty. Like, I'm not a party person, but I do still like to get out and about and, you know, go on hikes and explore or catch up with friends for coffee, like stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, partying is still fun. Like, I do enjoy a party or a drink here and there, but it's very rarely. But I never used to be an outgoing person. In high school, in primary school, like, I was the most shy person, never socialized. Not really. I did, but didn't. Like, I never went to parties. Like, I definitely was not an outgoing person. I think it wasn't until I kind of moved out of home and moved to Melbourne is when I started becoming outgoing, because I wasn't under my mum's house, and I didn't have to live by her rules. Not that her rules held me back, but I was under 18 in year 12, so all throughout high school, like, I didn't go out and party and drink, and I never wanted to anyway, because I always had netball. So yeah, I definitely wasn't an outgoing person, but I am now. And it still continues to grow, but I also still just love being home. I'm very much a homebody. So that concludes today's vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. I actually really enjoyed like seeing a few of the assumptions come through. I'm like, oh, do I share that? Do I not? But I thought I'd share a few things. Some things some of you probably didn't know about me. A lot of you wouldn't have known a few of those things, I think. So I guess it's just me sharing a little bit about me that people might not know. So I think that's really fun and exciting. But thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a big thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next week for another video. Bye.